Hi there, this is Dr. Eve Ruiz, owner of SpiritSpeaks MD. If you have not subscribed to this channel and you like what you see in the next few minutes, all you need to do is click subscribe in the red letters on the screen that you see here now, and then click on a bell so that you get notified as soon as each new video is published for you. I am going to do a reading using the Soul's Journey lesson cards with James Van Praagh featured and the artwork of Charlotte Beckman offered. These messages from Divine are going to be in effect from today through next Wednesday, January 13th. For all of you who celebrated the Three Kings Day or Dia de los Reyes yesterday, I was right there with you. And I love, well, first of all, I love holidays. I love celebrating. And I love the idea of an emphasis being on giving to others. And so that is a reason that I love to celebrate that holiday. Now, I am going to shuffle these cards for just a moment and then pull 3 cards. And these are going to be for whomever is listening right now. All you need to do is sit back, relax, maybe take a few deep breaths, do an Om, get into a higher vibe, and let Spirit speak to you through what I read to you. All right. 1, 2, 3. I like to mix it up. So sometimes I have the Angel Tarot cards, other times I have other Oracle cards. Spirit works through whatever. And when I laid my hands over my different decks, the energy was much hotter over this deck. So here is the first card, fear. That can cause some heat. Look at all that red. Okay, let me read the text and then we'll get into this. This card says, I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. For any of you who spending time with loved ones feel like, oh my gosh, this is really testing my patience. Or if you are not with someone you love, meaning that there is someone who is your significant other or a close relative to you personally, but you're not able to live in the same place they are, and because of stay-at-home orders or other reasons, you're not able to communicate as closely or as frequently as you may have been able to before. This is a good card for that. This is talking about use all of these challenges as an opportunity to test your resolve, to live in the energy of love versus fear. So instead of only coming from a place of fear, we as humans are endowed with fear, and it's to help protect us against things that are toxic or dangerous for us. It's not meant for us to always live within fear. It's simply for fear to help alert us to certain situations. So if you find yourself living from a place of fear over the past few months and only from fear, then test yourself, test your resolve to live from love. As you balance the scales more, you may even find that you might be able to tip the scales in favor of love so that you're not fearing every situation and what may come of it as much. Okay, remember, to have fear is human. However, to let it consume you and to only live from fear is not natural. That is not intended for us here. We are beautiful spirits within the shell of a human form. Physics is getting closer and closer to showing this to us. And we are to learn our lessons here. The way to get through the lessons is to take that human endowed sensation of fear and put courage, which comes from a place of love, right beside it. So take your love, take your higher vibe, and walk right beside that fear. Maybe even contain it, carry it, whatever works best for you. Okay? The next card, surrender. All right. Surrender says, I can release my need to control. I know we talked about control in another reading when another card had brought it up. Sometimes for certain people, to find out that everything is not within your control, it can be very frustrating, maybe even infuriating, depending on your personality and the way that you perceive the world. When you start off realizing before you get into any situation that there is definitely a world of events and situations and people that are beyond your control, that you only have control over your perception, your behaviors, your actions. And even then, sometimes the way those things come out might be influenced by factors beyond your control. For instance, even starting this program, I was having an issue getting onto the internet. And so I thought that I had my schedule completely under control. And I had timed things to the minute. And then this happened. It's a good thing that I had timed some extra time just in case. It's important for me to come from a place of love and put good positive vibes out so that I am helping to manifest that which I need, which is to be able to record this for all of you beautiful souls who are waiting to hear for the next video that channels divine information for you about your week. Had I come from a place of fear, I would be more anxious right now, and probably being in a lower vibe might not be able to gain with as much clarity as I can now the messages from Spirit. So I can release my need to control. Yes, I, which can be you, enjoy the things that I do have control over and simply consult or converse with divine about the things that I would like to manifest so that they can help me with some of the things that might be beyond my control to be sure that things go as smoothly as possible for the good that I want to do for others or for my community. And this stands for you as well. Patience. There's a card. I accept that everything happens in divine order. So, just using the example that I had mentioned a moment ago, there may have been a reason. Divine may have played a role in slowing things down a little bit for me. Maybe because right after this, when I go in the car and drive in traffic, maybe I might have been in an accident or closer to something unfortunate happening out there. We never know. So if I realize that there is a whole world of will and control and learning and blossoming beyond me, then I can have a little bit more patience knowing that everything is happening in the larger scale in divine order. So knowing my angels are watching out for me, and you can know this for you as well, be grateful for whatever has happened, for we don't know what danger it is keeping us from. And we don't need to live in fear of that. Just be content that, all right, if something is happening now, it might be for our greatest good. All right, so we've got to wrap up the card about fear and about how we can control our fear with love. We can balance those two out in the favor of love whenever we think about it, whenever we're conscious of it, so that as situations play out, our intention will include the higher vibration. We will connect better to divine to work together to manifest that which we need, as well as that which we desire. Surrender, knowing that I can release my need to control everything. I am aware that I am part of the universe. And as long as I put out to the universe what I want and then let go and let, as with my Christian upbringing, it was always let go, let God. By whatever name for your higher power, let go and enjoy letting the angels and others in spirit, all your loved ones there, help you out. They can Begin to take care of the why, because you will have corresponded with them about the details of just what you want. And patience. This is one many of us, I know, are continually working on. I am part of that wave of population. Accepting that everything happens in divine order allows us to take a step away from a situation that may appear negative at the outset and say, I'm going to remain detached and neutral about what's going on. I will just be patient and wait for the next, and then the next event to play out. And in doing so, I may find out that that seeming obstacle was actually a blessing that kept me away from something that was toxic or in other ways not good for me. All right. These are the messages that you have for this next week. Enjoy the second week of your new year, playing out these guidance or guidelines so that you can engage in co-creating the best possible week for yourself. I wish for you to stay well, be blessed, and most importantly, to be the most and positive, authentic you. Namaste.